Hey, this is going to be an unboxing and a review of a new safe I got. This is a single pistol safe by Sentrysafe. It is a model number QAP1E, and it is a quick access pistol safe. You can use it for other things too, your belongings, but I'm going to be using it for a pistol. And you can put a couple in here, but it really is more practical, I feel, to just have one in there. Because if you put more than one gun in there, they're going to be clinking around in there. So as you can see, two will fit in there pretty well. They'll be clanking in there if you have it mounted sideways and you really can't put anything else in there like magazines or anything. So being a quick access pistol safe, I just want one in there. I'll be mounting it on a wall, so I'll actually have the gun upside down like so, and be ready to go, fully loaded, ready for business. This is made by a company called Sentrysafe. I got it in my local sporting goods store. It's $100. So it has the keys you can just use here. You can just use it all day long as a regular safe with a key, or of course you can use the number pads as you saw me do. You can program this any way you want to with a 4, 5, or 6-digit code. You tap it once, make the backlight light up, and then you put in your code, and it will pop open on its own. It's got a little hydraulic thingy on the side here. And right inside, if you can see, is a little battery pack. This thing pops up. You have 4 AA batteries in there. When you lift up the AA's, there is a button under there, and the AA's will still be plugged in, but you press and hold the button and you see some flashing lights, and then you're able to put in your new code, and that's how you change the code. You can change as much as you want. Changing the batteries does not reset the code, and like I said, you can do a 4, 5, or 6-digit code. There's no light on the inside. That would be a nice little plus, but there is not. You got some real nice padding in there, so you're not scratching up your guns, and it is on all 6 sides that the padding is in there. As you can probably see, there are 2 holes, so you can put in your lag bolts to bolt it down to whatever you want to bolt it down to. They do come with it when you purchase it. I will be screwing this onto studs, so those 2 lag bolts will be fine for what I need it for, to hold it in place very durably. Now, these 2 holes are not, 16 inches apart. They're only about 7 inches apart. So there's no studs that are 7 inches apart. So I did have to cut out some drywall and actually screw in a new 2x4 in there crosswise in order to have it bolted down. And I've since replaced the drywall and mudded it back in so I can mount this on there. So kind of a bummer, I have to go back and paint that later, but at least it'll be given a very durable mount. This thing is really cool. It's really tight the way it's closed, so you can't really get a screwdriver in there. It's fairly strong gauge. It could be stronger, but it's pretty hard to get something in there to pry this open. So if you have like a big enough hammer, big enough crowbar, or some persistence, you will be able to break into it, just like most pistol safes this size. But this is certainly going to be a deterrent and be very hard to rip off the wall. And that was kind of the goal I'm looking for. I want to be able to keep children from going into my room and accessing a loaded firearm. That is an important value in my house, and this fulfills that need. So it does have some cool functions to it. Like I said, simplicity is kind of the strongest point about it. If you get this wrong, the password wrong 3 times, this will blink a red light for 2 minutes and lock you out of being able to try and get into it. So you got to get into it the first 3 times, or you got to wait 2 minutes. The keys are always a backup. You can always open this, even if the red light's blinking. If you forgot the password, whatever, you can still use your keys to open it. So it's a good idea to hide these keys so they're not able to be accessed by someone that you don't want it to. The instructions clearly say do not lock the keys in the safe. I thought that was pretty funny that it said that. I'm sure somebody has actually done that. The whole length of this thing is about 14 inches. 12 inches, correction. So it doesn't really fit between studs tightly if you want to, like, you know, hide it in the wall. It does have grooves on the side that you can put in, you know, like a 2x4 on each side, and use this groove to kind of clamp it in there, if you will. And you can put it between two studs. I won't be doing that. This will just be going on the outside of the wall. The way I'm going to be mounting it, it will be upside down. So it's kind of a bummer, because it makes these letters upside down. I'll either just leave it that way, or I'll put a sticker over the top of it. But it does work upside down, even though the instructions say not intended to be mounted vertically. But it will work fine. So the pistol will be upside down. And I tried it even when you open and close it, the gun does not fall out. And that's what I wanted when I purchased this. So it's a quick access and late at night if I need to access it. So a great safe. If you guys are looking for a good pistol safe that's quick to access, secure, has the buttons or a key, this is a really good one. It doesn't have a lot of extra things that can go wrong, and that I really appreciate about the safe. So I'm very happy with the safe so far. The only thing I would change is probably not have the letters on the outside here because it's going to be upside down. I'll probably make the safe made to be open on a vertical mounting surface. That's what I'm going to be using it for. I would like to see a backlight on the inside, even if it's something very dim. Just something that when you pop it open, you have a little bit of light inside there where you can see what you're grabbing. And the last thing I'd probably add is these buttons, you really have to push them deliberately. When you push the button, the light will light up here. And if you press it too lightly, it won't activate. Of course, it won't work. So you have to watch and make sure this lights up every time you push a button. And sometimes I accidentally block it with my hand, so I'm pushing buttons, I can't see the light, and then I end up locking myself out. So I'd make these a little bit more distinct. Let's go give it a try. We'll mount it on the wall. Alright, so here's our mounting area. We're going to mount it right here on the wall. I did have to cut this part out like I mentioned earlier to put a nailer in there, a 2x4 nailer in there. So alright, so I got it all mounted. I think it went okay. Let's give it a function check. Got it nice and level with my handy level as I put it. It'll be here to stay. Opens up nice and quick and quiet. So I'm ready to go at a moment's notice. And you also still have your key if you forget your code or anything. Easy to open that way as well. There it goes. Be a permanent addition to my bedroom. In case something goes bump in the night, I'll be ready to go. If you're looking for something well priced, super durable, but really simple, you know, not a lot can go wrong, this is a great safe. Get the Sentrysafe and pick one up. And whether you mount it vertical or horizontal, I think it'll serve you well. I appreciate you watching. We'll see you next time.